Wait. I'm sorry. Is that what we are really talking about? Or responsibility versus blame?
Oh my God.
Why you not in Shisha? Why you not in Bae? Yes.
Where did I see this?
I don't know where first of all, it was D. What's this with D words, man? Have you been thinking of dick? Sup, people. What's happening?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022.
Welcome.
We hope that you guys have all had a great start to the year. As you already know, it's the Shrine Podcast. Welcome to the Shrine Podcast, the show where we talk about music, pop culture, technology, and lifestyle from our lens as 30-somethings living.
I don't know why do you feel the need to put a number? Just say young.
Okay, because you're younger at heart, Abby.
Yes. Young adult.
My bad. My correct. So welcome to the show. My name is Akindare.
Hi, welcome everyone, and I'm Jemima.
Okay. I don't know why you're singing your name, but okay.
Because
do you, sis?
That is sis, yeah.
But welcome to the show,
welcome,
guys.
Welcome.
First episode of, well, this might not be the first episode of the, because I just thought about now that like there's one episode we have that's in storage.
Yeah, it's in storage.
That might go live before this one.
Exactly.
So anyways, welcome to the new year. This is the first one we are recording in 2022. So
in where? In what?
In 2020.
Okay,
2022.
2022.
Yes, 2022.
Right.
You cannot clown me for how I say 20, okay? Many people say 20 like that, all right? You guys back me up, okay? Back me up.
2022.
Send an email to the shrinepodcast@gmail.com and let me know if indeed
It's 2022.
you pronounce 20 the same way I pronounce 20, okay? 2022.
Okay.
20. All right, so what do we have on this?
Right.
Today?
So no, before we go to that now,
that was your week.
How has the year been?
Come on, man.
What's going on?
Oh my God. Wow.
Is it because of heat?
I think this wine is...
okay. Why not?
It's starting his work too early. It's not started working by now. Yeah, it's supposed to be later in the episode. Anyway. How was your week though?
My week has been... my week was
Or should I say
okay.
how has your year been
exactly.
so far? Yeah.
How has the year been so far? It's only second... Is this the second or third week in the year? Anyways, it's been... I don't know. It's been... It's been good. No. Generally, it's been it's been okay. It's been good. I'm pretty excited about this new year because there are a lot of personal plans and career plans, stuff like that. Like I'm just particularly interested about this year, right? Because I expect it to be a great year, right? But the week, work-wise, it's been very intense, right? Obviously, like start of the new year, so there are a lot of plannings and things that you need to get right and syncing with people and all of that. It's been intense, but I'm excited about it. And I'm looking forward to what the first quarter of this year is going to give, just generally and all that. So yeah.
Awesome. My own. Honestly, we are very similar from the work aspect. Like,
wait. What did you do for Christmas? Did you turn up? Not
it means mobile sick bed over Christmas. Same thing that happened in 2020 as well. I was sick over Christmas. I was sick over Christmas last year again. I don't know if it's my village people or I don't know what's going on there really, but. Other than that, though, my holidays were great. So, but this year has been off to a frantic start. Lots of lifestyle changes. So they're going to the gym more. So they're meditating. And work has been intense because my role at work was recently expanded. So yeah, but it's been good. It's been a great start to the year, and I think. I'm really interested to see where I'll be at the end of the year. Like this year is, hopefully it's a good one.
Hopefully.
Since this panini no one agree. But speaking of recent things being expanded at work, like let's do a quick 2021 recap.
Okay.
All right. So how like just summarize your 2021 for us.
For my like
For the
work-wise.
people. No, not work wise, just in general.
In
like just
general.
work, personal, everything.
okay.
Just summarize.
Okay, I will try to. It's a lot happened,
Oh,
but I'll try to
God.
summarize.
This Nigerian women, how do you bring to pass us?
Shut up. Okay,
Eh?
but like 2021,
Summarize.
let's see. Early 2021, I got a raise at work, I think. Then also in 2021, I traveled out of the country for the first time. Actually.
Look at that.
Yeah. Like, look at me, I was just like, yeah, me UK for a couple of months.
Wait, for the first time?
For the first time ever, I have never been out of the country before.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Interesting.
it was interesting. Like, yeah, the experience was great. And because of where I went to, like I went to UK, I be England. However it is that, people call it.
Do you think maybe like we should talk about that on the podcast one day?
Like my
Like,
experience.
Like what that experience like being out of the
Yes,
country for the first
it
time.
actually deserves its own. Yeah, it does. Because in fact, I could even say, even though I spent a short period of time there, like that was first of all the highlight of my year, and second of all, it kind of like crammed everything about what I hoped my year was going to be in one, because like it was such a good experience, right? Then I got a raise again.
Raise me G in 1 year, 2 raise in 1 year.
It's just more work. I swear, it's just more work. It's yeah.
God damn it. Wow.
God help
While I
us.
for no get 2 raise in 1 year.
Let's see. And then I also formed some other meaningful friendships in 2021. So, the 2021 was okay. It was, no, I'm not going to say it was okay. It was more than okay, actually. But there were some little bit of, challenges, hiccups here and there that I can't even remember right now, right? Because obviously it wasn't like smooth sailing from start to finish. But
I guess that's a
it
good
was
thing
a
that you can't
very-
remember like the challenges.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
They obviously were not like life threat. Like they were not like so bad to the point where like they just stopped.
I
with
needed to, yeah, exactly. So yes, that was it. 2021 was good.
Nice,
Exactly.
nice. Well, Jemima
For you-
she has put her foot on all of you's neck. Now all of you that are listening to this, she has put her foot on your neck. If you don't get 2 raises in 1 year,
You're not
I don't know what
serious.
you do with your life. Okay, that's the standard. That's what you have to hustle too. Now you have to hustle 2 raises in the same year.
2 raises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, 2021 was a good year. I would say just a few things that could have clicked that did not make it to be a great year. But it was a good year. And in the spirit of the good news that of 2 raises in 1 year, I also got a promotion
Look at that.
at work at the end of last year. Just like you said, it's more work.
It's more work,
As I've been finding out this year. But 2021 was like, for considering the kind of year 2020 was, 2020, actually, fuck it. 2021 was a great year.
Yeah. It kind of like
Like,
balanced out.
Lockdown, all that shit. We came back to the podcast in 2021. Like, we started putting out episodes again.
Yeah.
We connected with our producer Ayomide. Like, come on.
Ayomide is always chasing me. God.
Honestly,
2021, Ayomide chased my
do you know what?
life.
I'm going to take 1 or 2 minutes to just sell Ayomide's market. Okay, because all this one I do, I'm never going to do the thing I want to talk about today. But I don't want to sell Ayomide's market. See whether it's graphics, podcasts, videos, basically anything in those realms, right? And when I say graphics, I'm not talking about say you want to do flyer, whether it's 3D you want, whether it's animation, anything you want, he will give it to you. The boy is a multi-pronged masterpiece. He gets skill yakpa, and he's always learning more, and he's very, very hardworking. As you guys heard, he's always it's not even only before it was me that used to superstar. Remember I say me in my head too. As you get strong, getting like this acting
No,
guy,
it's
this
just
one is not serious. Let me face Jemima. That one she
God,
responds.
it drags me all the time.
So
that episode you were talking about, that we have it. We have it somewhere.
it's because of Jemima that thing has not gone.
Yes.
Like people should hold that boxers.
It's actually
Hold that shokoto.
It's actually true. It's because of It's because of me, but yes, 2022 will be a good year, better year. See, look at, we started, we already.
Yep. And if you guys want to reach out to Ayomide or you want to see what Ayomide does or what it's about, go to his website, aystudioanimation.com. AY as in letter A and letter Y, studio, STUDIO, animation, ANIMATION.com. I nearly disgraced my word. No. So yeah, okay. Enough about this thing. What are we talking about today?
So today we are going to be talking about responsibility versus decency, or responsibility and decency, and like how it comes to play in,
Wait. I'm sorry. Is that what we are really talking about? Or responsibility versus blame?
Oh my God.
Why you not in Shisha? Why you not in Bae? Yes.
Where did I see this?
I don't know. First of all, it was D. What's it with D words, man? Have you been thinking of dick? Is that what it is?
No. I haven't actually.
You are not been getting some. Let the people know, man.
Yes, no.
Your
I'm good.
might be out there.
I'm good.
Okay,
Trust me, I'm good on that front.
Right.
Sorry.
Demand and decency. We demand decency on this podcast. Okay.
I will take that again.
All right.
So today we are going to be talking about responsibility versus blame.
Wonderful.
Right?
Yes.
And responsibility and blame, right? And how it comes into play with, people you like, strangers, friends, all of that.
And also you personally as well.
Yeah.
And this topic was born of a conversation we're having on Clubhouse around just sort of like what to like the bare minimum to expect from strangers or from people. And people were talking about how you shouldn't expect decency from people and stuff. So,
okay, that's where the decency thing kept coming.
No.
Okay. Well, let's talk about responsibility and blame. So, what is responsibility to you?
Responsibility is your requirements, like your personal, individual, what you owe the world, what you owe yourself just by being a human being and existing in the world, right? It's what you need to do. Is mundane tasks. It's being responsible, being for answerable stuff to yourself, right? That's what I think responsibility is.
Yeah, I think largely that's what it is. It's like what you're responsible for, basically. And like, why are you looking at me like that?
Responsibility is what you're responsible for. OJB, you should not be responsible for
it. My God. No, but let's talk about it when it comes to, like, in relation to meeting people, right? Like in relation to meeting somebody for the first time and maybe it's about like hanging out or maybe whatever it is really, maybe it's sexual or not. Like, how does that come into play?
I think at the end of the day, right, let's just get one thing out of the way first of all. Everyone has a responsibility, and by everyone I mean every adult has a responsibility to, at the very, very barest minimum, mind their fucking business. Okay? That's one. Two, everybody also has a responsibility to be and exist in a way that does not inconvenience or harm other people. That is that kind of responsibility. That's like individual responsibility, right? So if someone walks up to you and the person is a stranger and they're trying to talk to you or whatever, or maybe they're introducing themselves, right? Your responsibility in that moment, I think at least, is to be cordial and to be respectful, right? Until if they now maybe they cross a line or they do something that you don't like or they say something that you don't like or whatever, then
you're right.
Do you get?
In an ideal world, child, because this Nigerian, like a person if you walk up to you, make you they check if your breast or your prick day after the knock.
My guy, oh my God.
I like.
Do you know? It is so wild that like, and almost towards the end of the year, that's when all those stories keep coming out. That if somebody touches
But
you
we've
when you're
never
walking
seen
on the
anybody
road,
who
you should maybe check whether your pricks still
check.
there. In fact, you know how it's so crazy that we've seen videos and heard stories of people being like jungle justice shit.
Yep.
Because they thought they stole somebody's dick. Like, why are you stealing dicks, bro? Like, so of what purpose is, like, what if you
It's
are
for
stealing
ritual
an
now.
infertile dick? Like, how do you know that this dick is not infertile? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, what if that dick when they stand? Like, how do you know that you're stealing proper dick, bro?
The babalawo just told them go and bring.
Just bring
dick.
any kind of
So
dick, right? As
they
long as
just-
it has, shaft. Just bring it.
Thank God we're not speaking on radio because they will just be doing bleep, bleep,
What?
bleep, bleep.
NBC would
bleep.
have closed down our station. What I
Oh my
say?
God, we bless the Lord for technology, you know.
And the internet.
And the internet.
I swear.
Obasanjo did well. Obasanjo helped us.
So in this responsibility versus
yeah.
blame conversation, like there's this book by Mark Manson called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And in that book he talks about responsibility versus blame. And he uses an example about so if he said if you wake up one morning and somebody has dropped a baby at your front door, right?
Right.
You are not to blame for the baby being there. Right?
But it becomes
Like
your
there's nothing you can do about the baby being there. But what happens after you see that baby on your front door is your responsibility. So if you are going to throw the baby inside water, you're going to feed it to your dogs, or you're going to take his motherless babies home, or you're going to adopt the kid, whatever it is you're going to do from that point is whether you're going to call the cops, that is your responsibility.
I think that even draws a straight line to like decency too, like being decent, right? Because based on the example you just gave, that Mark Manson gave, right? So after it becomes your responsibility, it's now a matter of like, are you decent enough to now maybe call the cops or take care of the child, or are you just going to toss the child away, right? So it kind of like draws a line to like decency for me, right? But tell people about the Clubhouse gist. What happened?
Yeah, so what happened was a guy and a girl linked up in his hotel room. Apparently, I think he paid for the hotel and maybe a transportation there or whatever. I don't know the exact details. But Shasha, they link up for hotel room, and then they started to get intimate and kissing and all those things. But at some point, the lady decides that she's not interested in having sex. And then the guy proceeds to kick her out of his hotel room at 2 a.m. in the morning. So people then started to talk about how, like, who is wrong, who is right, whether the lady should have gone to the hotel room or should have refused sex or not. And so that just ballooned into this thing where people were like, oh, you should not, if somebody is kicking you out at 2 a.m., you should not be too surprised, because you should not expect like people to be decent human beings or to be nice or reasonable. And I thought that was a little weird. I think it's totally not out of place to expect people to be reasonable.
Exactly.
Or to be like decent human beings. Like that's not out of place at all. I think that's just very normal and regular. So I guess the question now becomes like who's responsible for what and who is to blame in this scenario,
for what?
right?
Yeah.
I would say that the guy is responsible for they are both responsible for their actions, right? But I wouldn't say that the lady is to blame for getting kicked out of a hotel room at 2 a.m. Okay, because she has no control. And I guess that's ultimately what separates these two concepts, responsibility and blame, right? In blame, you have no control. In responsibility, you have all the control, right? So she is not to blame for getting kicked out, right? He is to blame for kicking her out, right? Because he took that action. And let's not kid ourselves, okay? 2 a.m. anywhere in the world for any woman is fucking crazy. All right, it's dangerous.
Period.
It's risky. In fact, in broad daylight itself, women are carrying knives and pepper spray and mace and tasers and all this shit. And there's all this paranoia around their security because niggas will not behave themselves.
Yep.
So, first of all, kicking someone at 2 a.m. that's not being reasonable, right? If I would even go as far as to say that, like, if he removes himself from that hotel room because he's a guy, he's a man, he has a better chance of survival than a woman at 2 a.m. anywhere in the world, right? So I would think that would have been the ideal play if you are so pissed or so disappointed or so angry that you're like shit, freaky 50 Shades of Grey this night. I know what can happen. So you remove yourself from that situation and like you get another room or you go to your friend's place or you go to your house or whatever. Like you still have a better chance of survival as a dude, as a guy, as a man.
Period.
So for the lady, I would say that like she's responsible for making that trip. In that, if you were not aware of the possibility that after we start getting intimate, I might not want to sleep, I might not want to have sex with this guy. If you did not keep that like at the back of your mind or like try to stay aware of that, then you are responsible for fucking up in that way. Do you get? So like she made that choice to go link up with this guy in this location, etc. Right? And she also made the choice to no longer have sex. So she's responsible for that decision, right? But she's definitely not to blame for getting kicked out, right? And the dude in this situation, I think, takes the blame. If we are like picking it, like I don't think you can really apportion any blame to the lady because, like, think about it. If you're going to go and link up with somebody at a hotel, there's a certain level of familiarity that you guys already have. Like, even if you're just seeing physically for the first time, you've probably been having conversations. You probably know that they're dark skinned or light skinned, or like there's a certain level of information that you have about them already to present in person, right? So, but people were just like, the girl, you don't go to places where, or hold vex money or this. I'm like, fuck that. Like, yes, hold vex money, right? Like, have your shit on lock as much as you can. But, like, there's just some stuff that you have no control over. Like, you have no control over if somebody's going to be an asshole to you or not. Like, there's nothing you can do about that.
I think what I even want to say about that is that when... like generally we all know that like with like men and women and even in this situation, right, and him kicking her out and all of that, there was a power play involved and he knew damn well that kicking her out would mean, you paid for the trip, she barely even spent it, so you know that okay, maybe she doesn't even have the money, so you know what you were doing by trying to do that. And like and then even people say vex money and whatever. I think that just goes back to show that like everybody, I think we can all agree that like men are just terrible people, period. Because when women have to carry pepper spray, they have to carry a gun, they have to protect themselves in one way or another. And people are even saying, why are you, you should have known that, protected yourself. Like in an ideal world, I don't know about men that carry pepper spray and, knife up and down. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you now put a blame? Like, because the stakes are already against her, like from the get-go to the, minimum. I think another question that also popped up from that we're also, talking about in terms of like decency, blame and all of that is that, this person is a stranger, because you had talked about familiarity. And that was something I think people didn't really point out, right? But like they're just talking about, okay, so this person is not my friend. We're not friends. We're meeting and then we decided to, so I have the right to do whatever I want to do. I kick out. She shouldn't expect me to be decent because she's a stranger and we're not friends. And I think that's wrong.
I agree. Like if I'm walking on the road, like I expect every person that I am seeing in my line of sight or wherever, like I generally expect everyone in the world to just be reasonable, to just respect themselves, and like
you don't have to be my friend.
Do you get, like, we don't have to be friends, we don't have to talk, we don't have to have any sort of interactions, but just at the very least, just mind your business. Like, don't come at me, don't inconvenience me, don't. Do you get? Even if you're a stranger, we are friends, we are family, whatever. Like there's a certain, like, if we lived in a world where there's no baseline responsibility that we have established for people to behave themselves and to respect themselves and to be decent human beings, then the world will just be chaos.
It'll be chaos.
Because then anybody can just do whatever they
want.
Do you get? In our society and in our social circles, there are situations where, like, somebody might even, like, maybe be annoying to you. And your first reaction, or like what you really want to do, is like maybe be mean back, or maybe like insult them, or maybe do something. But it might be that, like, okay, maybe this person is your cousin's girlfriend, or related to you in some way, or maybe this person is a stranger and you guys are like, let's say maybe in a church setting, for example, or maybe at the restaurant, or you don't want to create a scene, or any number of things, right? So you choose not to give them back that stupidity that they have exhibited towards you, right? And you do that because you're aware of your personal responsibility to be a decent human being. Because at the end of the day, wherever where they carry the matter go, you want to make sure, say, they're toxic.
Your end is covered.
They want me to talk, say, this person behaved themselves. This person was a decent, this person was a reasonable person. It was this other person that was being ridiculous, right? So I think we need to dead that whole idea of, because we are not friends, and like, you're not my girlfriend, we are not dating, we're not in a relationship, you come to my hotel, then you say you don't want to sleep, I can throw you out at any time. Yes, you can, but that does not mean it's cool.
Yeah.
That does not mean it's not an asshole
you're
move.
a good person.
Do you get what I'm saying? It does not mean that does not make you a good person. Like, that's not in, if they do Book of Life, they don't go write down one for your positive ledger. Do you get? So, you know.
So it's like demanding decency from like strangers, or expecting it from strangers, or demanding it from strangers or friends it's not something that is over the top. It's not something you shouldn't demand or expect.
My guy, it's like waking up. It's like the sun rising.
Right.
It should be norm. It's like, it's just reg. Like, it's just something that is. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and I think to a large extent we all exhibit this. Obviously, there are outliers and people that will move mad regardless or just not behave themselves. But I think in general, like, people tend to not just be assholes. Do you get what I'm saying? It's when you start bringing it down into those like specific situations where it's like boy, girl, power play.
But that's when you now know
or
if
misogyny,
somebody's
those
decent
kind of
or
things,
not.
you know? But ultimately, like, I even want to extrapolate away from that. Not extrapolate, but like, I want to step away from that.
Olóyìnbó.
Shut up.
Olóyìnbó.
Shut up.
Olóyìnbó is sọnù.
I want to step away from that situation for a second and just talk about it, like, just from an individual standpoint.
Right. Talk about it.
And what I mean by that is, like, in our personal lives, sometimes we tend to conflate blame and responsibility. So basically, something bad might happen to someone and they'll take the blame for that thing happening to them. So for example, someone gets raped, or sometimes maybe someone gets in an accident, or maybe a series of bad things happen to someone, like in quick succession over like maybe like a 1 month period or something like that. And then they're just like, maybe it's because I'm not good enough, or it's because I'm not fine enough, or it's because I don't have this skill, or it's because, do you get, like, they take that blame that like is my fault that this thing happened. Do you get? But and this is like, I want to encourage everyone that listens to our podcast or listens to this, think about it. But like, as we spoke about earlier, blame lacks control and responsibility has all the control. So, you know, as we've even talked about it on the podcast in the past before, like, sometimes there are just things that you can't do. There's nothing you can do. Like, those people that trailer fell on their head, like, there's nothing you can do about that. Like, it's not like anybody's expecting bad things to happen to them, right? So you can't take the blame for those things. You need to look at situations and see them for what they are. Like, okay, this thing, which part of, in everything that happened now, which part of this was in my control? Which part of this was not in my control, right? Like, don't take blame or fault for those things that are out of your control, right? But those things that are in your control. So, for example, you know, if you want to be healthy, for example, right, it's your responsibility to eat right and exercise and, you know, sleep well, etc.
Right.
All those things, like, you know. So I just, on a personal level, I'd like people to really be more aware of that, because a lot of times when you blame yourself for things that you shouldn't be blaming yourself for, it affects, you know, your mental health. It affects, some people get into depression.
Yep.
You know, just by blaming themselves for all these bad things that is happening to them, you know. And also, like, it also affects you to the point where, like, it reduces your confidence, because you now feel less empowered to do other things or to attempt certain things or to take certain risks. But that responsibility part is also key. So while you're not taking blame for things that you have no control over,
you're also
you should
responsible
also be
for
taking responsibility for those things that you have
control
over.
I agree.
Right? You have control over how you drive on the road. You have control over how you speak to people. You have control over how you treat people, how you interact with people, how you interact with the world around you, how you interact with strangers, how you interact with friends, how you interact with family. Now, maybe they'll, you know, take their own responsibility and reciprocate, and maybe they won't, but that's not your cup of tea. Your cup of tea is to fulfill your own responsibilities first, right? Be a decent human being, be a nice person, treat people with respect until they start behaving disrespectful.
Until they start moving mad.
I'm a full-on advocate of clocking a motherfucker, man. Like, decking mama, I don't care. As if they have been, see someone's being stupid, clear yeah, clear anyhow. So yeah,
Right.
I think we should just, I think people should try to have that distinction in mind, and you know,
Now,
don't
wow,
get in
you have
that
said
pit.
everything I want to say. Like, you have talked, you are the only one 30 minutes into this conversation, and now only you don't speak.
Don't hate the player,
You
love.
don't talk.
Don't hit the player.
Talk. But it's good. I like it. I completely agree with you. I think that, like, even when we are talking about, like, responsibility and blame and, you know, all of these other situations, right? I think we should also be mindful of, like, be aware of things that are against a certain gender in that situation. Like, because like you said now, for instance, like, anywhere in the world, if you're kicking somebody out, a woman out at 2 a.m., you, like, it's not safe. Do you understand? So when we're even talking about these situations and, like, you know, taking responsibility and apportioning blame, we should also be mindful of the people that are involved and, like, oh, how the stakes are so against, you know, the women, obviously, in this situation. And like, with men, I mean, men have it good. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, when we're talking about these things and, like, you know, they're now blaming and people are just giving advices to the babe, and they're just like, oh, you two, you should do this. Like, look, I'm over 30. I've been hearing this, whatever, what's it called? Advice.
One
to
thing
women.
about 30 plus gangs, they will always let you know how old they are.
There. Like, they've been giving us advice. You're not serious.
She legit paused, like, you want to say something
I was
serious.
like, no, but really, like, we've been hearing these, you know, advices, like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. But, like, when are they going to now start advising the men to take responsibility and, like, blaming the men for actually doing stupid shit like that? Like,
Let me say something.
when are we going to get to that point where it's not, oh, you two, you should. We shouldn't have that, like, those kind of conversations and, like, you know, now look, there were bare rooms just open just to just bash the babe and just talk about, oh, okay, you know what you were going to do. Okay, so some people don't even believe that she should have said she was not interested in engaging in any sexual activities anymore. Do you understand? Because to them, so that's why they're even blaming her. They're like, oh, she should have known. And, like, if she's not going to do it, like, anything that I see, may she take them. So that means you're just saying that, like, people can decide to not be decent. Like, people can decide to just do whatever it is that they want to do. And the other person is to be blamed for their action, for somebody doing that. Like, it just, like, it makes no sense to me. Do you get what I mean? Like, it makes no sense to me. And, like, me, or I would always advocate for anything that concerns women. Like, women would always be at the forefront of it. I mean, obviously, I'm a woman, so, you know.
It's really normal to fight for yourself.
Yeah, because I know, like, I've probably been in situations like this, or, you know, I might not even be in this kind of situation, right? But I understand that, like, there are women who don't have it. Like, who would be in this kind of situation? Not like, oh, I want to purposely put myself in this kind of situation, right? Or because, oh, they're already expecting that this person at least will be decent enough to me. Do you get? And then the person is not now decent. And the neighbor says, oh, you shouldn't expect this. Oh, you shouldn't, this is our responsibility. You should be blamed. Like, nah.
One guy was saying that if you want to come somebody at a hotel, you should make sure that it's a hotel that has security camera. So I'm like, okay. So like I go first go scout the hotel, say, okay, then get security camera, okay, then I can now go and meet this guy there. Or like like people were just coming up with all kind of stupid statements.
Shit.
Like I was like, what are you talking about? At the end of the day,
They're
man,
detached from reality,
like,
really.
at the end of the day, whether it's somebody you're fucking, somebody you know, somebody you don't know, whatever it is, right? Like just be a decent human being. Like it literally
I don't know
costs
how that
nothing.
can be hard.
It literally costs nothing. And believe it or not, it is your responsibility to do that. It is your responsibility to be reasonable, to be decent, to be respectful of other people, of their bodies, of their time, of their personal space. It is your responsibility as a person, whether you're a guy, you're a girl, whatever, right? So let's not all get caught up in this. And it's always guys. It's always them that always come and say, wait till she fine, go there. Why she wear skimpy clothes, go there.
Because they know themselves.
Because at the end of the day, you need to understand that like somebody cannot, like you can't blame somebody for somebody else's failure of responsibility.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like if a rape occurs,
Trigger
there is
warning.
no world where the victim can be blamed for the perpetrator's lack of responsibility. Because if they had been responsible human beings and they had respected the other person's, body and wishes, their human rights, then they would not rape. Abi?
Exactly.
But when they decide to disrespect someone or to harm someone, then they go ahead and commit rape. So there is no world where you blame the victim that say like if car come jam you, like they go talk say they go tell say why you did your house where car come jam you.
Exactly.
Like if you're in your house and the house crumbles, like will they come and say why were you in the house when it was crumbling?
I mean, maybe people would understand this example because we've been saying it. They were like, oh, I saw one. Oh, wait, somebody was showing me. I think you were the one showing me earlier in the week where, no, I saw it online. I can't remember now, but it's primary school, I mean secondary school book, causes of rape, skimpy clothes. When you're going, I'm telling you, junior, secondary school, causes of rape, crazy. Wearing skimpy clothes, going out late at night. The writer even wrote it there that like, as a lady, if you're going out late at night, you should know that you are prone to danger because men, guys, boys can go out late at night and not be literally. So like this,
and this is compulsory reading for GS1 students, by the way.
GSS.
Yes.
So they're already like, so in what world does that even make sense? Like you are not even thinking about the person that is the perpetrator, right? Like it's not because somebody is going to wear
the victim.
Like an abuser would be an abuser if you provoke them or not. Do you understand? Like so, I'm not going to not take the blame. Like why did the person slap you? Why were you there when they were hitting you?
Do you get? Why were you? That's the perfect example. If you're just on your own, you're just walking now, and someone just came to slap you, like how will you feel if they are saying you self why you put your face down? Made them slap.
Like, come on, you guys.
Come on, man. Now you can't be saying that. Oh, why did you go to his house? Oh, why did you wear that dress? Oh, why did you go and sing in the hotel? And that's what we've been hearing
since. Not
come on.
Them, the guys doing, better, being better people, like, taking responsibility and like, just being decent people. It's always you should fit into, and that's why I kind of like hate this conversation where they have to talk about giving advices to women and all of that, because what that does is it gives all these perpetrators an umbrella that they can run under, because in their mind, they would know that if I do this thing, there are people who would say, side me. Maybe they might not even side me. Maybe those ones on the fence, but there are people who will say, even she's safe. Why did she Do you understand? We need to be able to get to that point where these people don't have where they can run on. Like every blame is like, let them be calling their names, like the names of those people that perpetrated the evil or whatever. Like let them take responsibility for that so that it's going to be ringing. Like, come on, please. We need to just do better. Yes, you can demand decency. Like, it's expected. You should be.
Yeah.
I'm speaking for myself personally, and I think that everybody should also buy into this. Like,
Yeah.
just demand
Wherever,
decency
anywhere
and
you
you to
are.
be decent too. Like, obviously, because if you're decent, you expect decency as well.
Anywhere
right?
you are in this life, whether you're in your workplace, you're at a family meeting, you're at home, you're in your compound, you know, wherever it is that you are, right? Just always expect, or if I do not expect, always demand that other people are reasonable and respectful of your time and personal space and your wishes. Okay? And also be a decent human being yourself. Okay? Thank you very much for coming to our TED Talk. God bless. Recommendations.
Yeah.
Do we have recommendations for the people? I have one recommendation. You guys should go and look at everything that Naval has said.
Okay.
Okay. The Twitter handle is at Naval, Naval. Just Google it. Naval Ravikant is his name. He's a tech investor. He's brilliant. Like just absolutely brilliant. Just go and check out Naval. That's my recommendation for this week. Do you have any recommendations, JJ?
Who's JJ?
JJ or Kocha?
It's Gem. Okay.
She Gem Game.
Gem.
Gem Game. J Benzo.
Oh
2
my
rays
God.
1 year.
Oh God,
Yala,
shut
yeah.
up.
Do you know what? Do you know what's surprising me? Like Gem has not dropped one for us this episode. What is going on?
I like
Wow.
it. I told you
Wow.
it's a new year, okay?
Wow.
Recommendations. I
Okay.
don't have any recommendations, right? Because I never ever see Rude this year. Like now walk, just in my head. Right. But I'll just recommend that this year, Sha, choose you first.
Choose you. Yes, that's a powerful message.
Choose you.
As usual, until my followership increase to a healthy amount, I'm going to beg you people for follow.
Please, follow him.
Eshanu me. I just opened new Twitter account telling me, follow me. Akindare Live at Akindare Live. That's the account, okay? Thank you very much.
Follow him.
God
Follow
bless.
him so that he can eat rather.
Yes, so I can feed my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you have any ideas you want us to talk about, or you want to come on the show, Lagos residents only, please, for now. Send us an email at theshrinepodcast@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at theshrinepod and on Instagram at theshrine.pod. Thank you very much for listening.
Yes.
We love all you guys that support us and all of you that are always sending. Let me give some shout outs real quick. Toby UX Toby AF. That's the handle. Shout outs to you. As Angel was saying, shout outs to you. All of you guys that are discovering our podcast and actually, tweeting at us and sending us messages and appreciating our banter.
We do this for you.
We do this for you.
We do
Thank
this for
you
the
so
fans.
much. We love you guys.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time. Peace out.